Konnichiwa everyone. How are we doing today? Hopefully you're doing alright wherever you're watching and or listening to this from. This, well that, as you'll be able to see in a second, is a rather noisy motorcyclist. But he thinks he looks cool, so we'll let him off. Anyway, I say if you're watching because some people might just be listening. This is the pilot episode, if you will, of a podcast style show. The idea is that every day I have to drive to take Eri-chan to work, then I have to drive home, and then I have to drive and pick her up at night. So that's a lot of time driving about in my car. And usually when I'm driving in my car, like that Madness song, I'm just chilling, looking out at window, you know, living dreams. But I thought, if I can find a way to set my camera up, if I can find a way to get some kind of decent audio, we can use this time to make a bit of a podcast style, rambling, talking shit kind of show. And I thought, I kind of fancy it. So I've got my little camera, my DJI camera set up, looking out at window. Hopefully you can see. Unless you're listening to it, then you can't see it, obviously. I've got my little clip-on mics. Hopefully we've got some kind of decent audio. And we're just going to have a bit of a chat. I say we're going to have a bit of a chat like there's more than one person. It's just me talking to me sen. Now, some of you might have noticed some kind of similarities between some other J-vloggers. You know, Papa TKO and Higgins in Japan. They do this kind of thing too. But they don't own it, do they? I'm not going to pretend I'm totally original and thought it myself, but fancy getting in on action. So yeah, today we're going to talk all about permanent residency in Japan. As you know, I've been in Japan over 5 years now. I'm married to Eri-chan, who's also been in Japan over 5 years. And you start looking to the future, don't you? And future is probably going to involve some kind of permanent residency, like them DJs that get booked in Ibiza for their entire life. But it's different because it's not Ibiza and I'm not a DJ, I'm just an idiot in Japan. But that's beside the point. We're going to need to get off this 1 year visa lottery scheme that they've got going and try and get the old permanent residency. And to be honest, I have not got a fucking clue what I'm doing. Shock horror, I know. I've vaguely got a clue about what I'm doing at any point in my life, but this is not the one. I don't know what's cracking. Because my situation and Eri-chan's situation are not the norm, you know. Usually, in a couple in Japan involving a gaijin, there's usually one Japanese person, you know, holding the fort down for Japanese people. But me and Eri-chan, neither of us are of the Nihonjin variety. So that makes life double difficult because not only do we not know what to do, most fucking people in Japan also don't know what to do. It's outside the realms of their comprehension. We had the same problem when we got married. Like, everybody told us different things of what we needed to do, and it was just a fucking nightmare, truth be told. We did it, but it weren't easy. And I've got a feeling permanent residency will probably be about the same. First of all, for, you know, simple little teaching gaijins like me, our road to permanent visa is not the easiest, to be honest. I've not done much research, but from what I understand, you've got to have been in Japan for 10 years. Oof, 10 years. I'm 50% of the way there. I'm halfway loaded. I'm getting there. But 10 years, you can make it shorter if you do certain things, like if you can eat pork on a Saturday or something, probably get some points, I don't know. They've got like a point system. If you can make a half-court jump shot on NBA 94, probably you get some points, I don't know. Anyway, the point is point of the points is that you can reduce the time you have to wait before you can apply by doing certain things. This arbitrary fucking point system, I don't really get it, but there is some kind of point system. So basically, simple little guys like me are looking at 10 years. But it's not even like a decade's worth of service, or like there's also other shit, like you've also got to be a good boy, you know. Don't get in trouble with no rozzers. You've also got to make sure you paid all your city tax and your pension and stuff like a good little boy. Or girl, if you've got tits, I don't know. Well, I've got tits, but I'm still a boy. Whatever. That were a bit of a silly thing to say. The point I'm trying to make is that boys and girls and other people, I don't really know where I'm going with this, in Japan, who have the foreign variety, usually have to be in Japan 10 years before they can apply, but they also have to jump through other hoops, like having some kind of money. Obviously some kind of money. But, you know, they've got to have a relatively good salary. I think it's about 3 million yen a year, but they don't tell you exact figure. They're just like, some amount of money. Alright, well, I'll just make it up then, shall I? You've got to have some amount of money in your bank account. You've got to also have all your tax receipts and all that stuff. You've got to have a hoshonin, which is a guarantor. So some Japanese person that's like, yeah, he's not a complete wanker. So that's going to be hard work for me for a start. Yeah, you need all these things. And you also can't... This is the thing I don't get. Like, if you get a 1-year visa like I do every year, you're not even allowed to apply for permanent residency unless you get a 3 or 5 year visa. But they never give me a 3 or 5 year visa, so that's not going to fucking work anytime soon, is it? So that's a conundrum and all. So basically, that's what I'm looking at. Right now, for me, it's a no-go. But Eri-chan, she's different because inside her little veins, there's some of that Japanese blood flowing. She's 3rd generation Japanese. Her grandparents on both sides were fully fledged, genuine Nihonjins. They didn't have none of that foreign muck. They were just pure bloods. And so therefore, Eri-chan's mum and dad were both 2nd generation, hence the term 3rd generation for Eri-chan. It's like a grandfather clock that gets passed down from generation to generation, but it's blood or genetics. It's something. It's not a clock. That's all you need to know. So for her, rules are different. For her, she only has to be in Japan 5 years. Preferential treatment for Japanese blood. 5 years, and then she can apply. She's also got to have some other stuff like money in her account, and she's got to be on a visa. But Eri-chan's on a what's it called? Long stay visa. I can't remember what it's called. Long-term residency visa or some shit like that. So she always gets 3 years every time, no worries. But she's got to, obviously can't be on a 1-year visa or like that. And it's weird things, like she's got to have money in her account, no like outstanding debts and shit. She's also got to have worked in the same place for a while. Like she's got to have wage slips and shit. So there's a lot of stuff like that. Problem comes is like, for normal foreigners, if you marry a Japanese person or a permanent resident, after 3 years of being married, you can also apply for permanent residency. So that kind of implies that me and Eri-chan have been married for a year. So if she gets permanent residency, then after a couple more years from now, I can also apply for permanent residency under her residency, or, you know, something like that. Some fucking combination of chess pieces moving that magically means that I can move directly to go. There's a board game analogy in there somewhere. And yeah, trying to work out how that works with 2 gaijins is not easy. We don't really know, and everyone we talk to don't really fucking know. And my Google foo is not good enough to fucking work this one out. So we've been talking about it a lot recently. So it looks like Eri-chan's going to apply ASAP Rocky. She's going to go down to Kumite and fucking scrap for permanent residency. And they'll be like, what the hell is a dim Mac? And Eri-chan will be like, Death Touch. And fucking bottom one, Smash Break. What a film, by the way. On a tangent, I know, but fucking hell, what a film. If you don't know what film I'm on about, sort your life out. Fucking, I'm gonna hurt you like I hurt your friend. Pah! Chong Li, bad man. Anyway. I ain't seen that film for ages. I want to watch it again. Great film. What was I saying? Kumite. Yeah, Eri-chan's going to go down to Kumite and fucking smash some people up and get permanent residency visa, innit? And then, by not process of elimination, by the, what's that thing called? Transitive property, I think it's called, where I don't know, some magic's going to happen, you know, alakazam, bink bank boom, and then I'm going to have some permanent residency, I reckon. And the reason we want permanent residency, you know, it's not just like to flex on other guidance, but like, look at you with your 1 year visa, you fucking idiot. Fuck off back 7-Eleven. Don't really know where that come from. I don't know why. I'm threatening other guidance and telling them to go back to 7-Eleven because they've only got a 1 year visa. It's not very nice, is it? But it's not just about flexing on. Obviously, I'm going to flex on people. Be like, look at you with your fucking temporary visa. I'm going to actually not have to be tied to a job, which is main thing. Like, in Japan, my visa is tied to my job. I need to be working to qualify for that visa. Like, for example, if I lost my job for whatever reason, this visa is only valid for 12 weeks after that. If I don't find a new job in 12 weeks, it's fucking goodbye Sunday football. Get back on boat, go home. A boat. Fucking, I can imagine how long it'd take on a boat to England. But yeah, that's what it'd be. An airboat. I think I've heard of them before. Anyway. So, if I've got a permanent visa, I don't have to be tied to a company. I've got a lot more freedom in like what I can do. I can work in any field. I can choose to work just part-time. I can, you know, a lot more freedom. I'm not just fucking tied to a visa with a company. Same with Eri-chan. You know, we're working hard in companies. I mean, in Japan, they do take advantage of foreigners. There's no escaping it. And they know that you need that job to stay in country. So if you want to stay in country, you best fucking jump through them hoops. And you know, that freedom that comes with that permanent residency, that gives chance to actually do something, you know, start businesses and fucking work for a sen and good shit like that. So that's one thing. Another thing, you know, we plan on being here for a while. At some point we're going to look at buying an house or apartment or something, like settling down, as you will. Like, I want an house, man. I want to live in something with more than 3 rooms. I want a garden so we can have a dog, you know, shit like that. And getting a loan without a permanent residency, mate, you fucking no chance. You probably could, but you're going to be paying. Like, if I want a loan for an house, I'd be like, yeah, sure, we can give you half that money, because you might fuck off and not pay it back. Which, fair enough, I might fuck off and not pay it back. They don't know that. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. So, based on the fact we want to do some stuff long-term in Japan, permanent residency is kind of the magic number. It's not a number, whatever. It's the key. It's the pick of destiny. It's everything. It's a lightsaber. It's all them things in films that make it good. And that's what we're aiming for. So, if anybody out there that's listening to this actually has got a fucking clue what I'm supposed to do in this situation, I'd love to hear about it. Or if you're fucking next level Shidoshi master at Google Foo and you can find an answer for me, let me know. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully you like this little pilot, this demo. This is basically like them demo games you used to get on front of computer magazines, and it were like a disc and it got latest FIFA on it, but you're only like, you can only play as one team and that. It's a bit like that. So if you enjoyed this content, this video, this podcast, whatever I end up doing with it, please let me know. Because if you think it's shit and everyone thinks it's shit, I'll not do it anymore. But if you think it's kind of rad, or you like listening to an idiot ramble while he's driving, let me know. Because if you do, I'll probably keep making more of them. And if you've got any kind of topics you want to hear me freestyle about, like a grime MC, let me know. Hit me up in comments. But basically that's it for this video. this podcast, this content, this nugget of content. Thanks for watching / listening. I'm going to have to work on this ending because it's hard when I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Anyway, as always, until next time, Jamata. Cheers for finding my video today. I appreciate that. There's some other videos on screen if you want to watch some stuff about Japan. And we've also got the JaDanFam on Patreon who are awesome and support what I do. That's patreon.com/JaDanDanDan. Before you go, do me a favour and smash that subscribe button. Cheers.